right, shalom. Shalom, grace and peace to you brothers and sisters. You brothers and sisters, you sincere servants of the Heavenly Father, right? Who we call Yahweh, who the world ignorantly calls God, right? The creator of heaven and earth. And you see the topic of tonight's class, I'm Brother Amos, Priest and Lock right here, right? And the topic of tonight's class is who are the Israelites today? Right, we always have to, and it's just a constant reminder in history, and at the same time, because we have make it plain. There's groups of people that call themselves the Jews, Jewish, or Israel, Israeli, right? They got the flag with the blue star, right? So you got the people that say they're Jewish. They're over in the land of Israel in the state from what 49ers. Yeah. That's right. 48ers. Yeah. That's what they call it. 1948ers. Yeah. And then you got brothers and sisters that throughout the four corners of the earth that are come to find out. Well, wait a minute. We're the Jews or we're the Israelites.
Right. Yeah, we are. That's right.
You see that? So, and there's only one way to find out who these people are, right? Like I always say, God is not finna come down here and talk to nobody.
Right.
He already gave his word. It's inscripted, right? So who are these Israelites today? We're going to go through the scriptures, through God's word. By the end of this class, it should be plain for our people. Except, you got some people that they call it, we were stuck on lies or stuck on stupid or just want to hold on to their own feelings and assumptions. We're going with thus saith the Lord, right? So let's start out 1 Corinthians chapter 14. Right, 1 Corinthians 14 verse 33. Right, shalom, right. The sincere ones on Facebook Live, and we have YouTube. Right, for the Facebookers, we are YouTube Tampa Israelites, and for the YouTubers, Facebook Amos Israel friend request, so you catch the live feeds. Right, 1 Corinthians 14:33.
1 Corinthians 14 verse 33. For God is not the author of confusion.
We got to understand that first and foremost. God is not the author of confusion. Meaning, what coming out of the scriptures, get an understanding of what God is saying, what He's doing, prophecy, everything that goes with the Lord embrace. You shouldn't be confused. He's not the author of confusion. So we have, with that alone, read it again.
For God is not the author of confusion, but of peace, as in all the churches of the saints.
Of the saints, man. So God is not the author of confusion. So we got to understand with that right there. Any confusion that comes about is from what? Man. It comes from a whole other source, because God is not the author of confusion. So we're starting off right there. Why? Because again, you got people that call themselves Jewish, and you got people that claim that they're the real Jews, the Israelites. That you're looking at two brothers right now, brothers all over the four corners of the earth, and sisters and families that claim, no, we're the Israelites, we're the real Jews. So we're going through this class and clear up if there is any confusion. Shouldn't be any, because God is not the author of confusion, right? Let's go to Matthew 15:24. All right, let's get out of who the world ignorantly calls Jesus Christ out of his mouth, right?
This is the book of St. Matthew, chapter 15 and verse 24.
Right, because why are we going to? Because we have to not only, like I just said, read the scriptures, but why? Because this is what Christ said. Go ahead.
But he answered and said, I am not sent, but unto the lost sheep of the house of Israel.
So that's a clue. Lost sheep of the house of Israel, right? So that's why it is very important to know who these people are, because Christ said out his mouth, he's only sent to them. Right? So I mean, I guess so it could, be a somewhat understanding of why maybe you got two groups of people that are supposed, not really, but in how it looks. You know what I'm saying? That these people saying they're the Israelites, these people are saying they're the Israelites. So of course you're going to be, it should seem like it's some people that want to fight over that. You know what I'm saying? You talking about me. No, you talking about me. You see what I'm saying? That's kind of, but nah, God ain't all the confusion. No, we're going to make it clear and plain on who his people are.
That's right, man. That's right.
Right? All praise to the Most High, man. From there, let's go to Jeremiah 50 and verse 6, right? We know, yes, the Israelites are God's chosen people, right? To who he sent his son, who the world ignorantly calls Jesus Christ, to redeem those people, right?
Jeremiah chapter 50 verse 6. My people have been lost sheep.
Right.
Their shepherds have caused them to go astray.
Their shepherds, meaning their leaders, have caused them to go astray. Go ahead.
They have turned them away on the mountains. They have gone from mountain to hill.
That means they go from a high place, meaning like kingship, rulership, in power, to a low place. So they're not in power no more. These are total opposite conditions.
Yes, sir.
Lord is saying that his people. That's a clue. We're getting a clue. We already touched on lost. Right? He said, lost sheep of the house of Israel. And he said they went from mountain to hill. That means from a higher state to a lower state.
Right.
Go ahead.
They have forgotten their resting place.
So now, they're forgetting their resting place. These are clues. Go ahead.
All that found them have devoured them.
Okay.
And their adversaries said, we offend not, because they have sinned against the Lord, the habitation of justice, even the Lord, the hope of their fathers.
The hope of their fathers, man. So it's beautiful. They have forgotten their resting place. So that goes into what? I grab Isaiah 1 and 3 real quick. They have forgotten their resting place. Meaning not only resting place, meaning of course places, area where you live. Because you ask, see, that's what I'm saying. So you ask a so-called Jewish or Israeli, right? Oh, I'm Jewish. But you ask them, okay, if you're a Jew, that means you're one of the 12 tribes. But where are the other 11? They're stuck on stupid.
See?
All right? Go ahead.
Isaiah 1 and 3. The ox knoweth his owner, and the ass his master's crib.
So these are two animals that know where they live and who owns them. Go ahead.
But Israel doeth not know.
The Israelites don't know. Go ahead.
My people doeth not consider.
So they don't know and they don't consider. Give another example. You ask a so-called black, Hispanic, Native American, similar Indian, who they are, they're going to tell you, I'm black man. One's going to tell you I'm black. Somebody's going to tell you I'm a Moor. Someone's going to tell you I'm Jamaican. Or I'm Haitian. Or I'm Puerto Rican.
Right.
See? So my people don't know and they don't consider. So the God said, right, that's because these are prophecies that we're building up to who these people are. These people have lost. That was the lost sheep of the house of Israel. They've forgotten their resting place. They've gone from their shepherds caused them to go astray, meaning they have no leaders.
Right.
You see that? Now, does this fit the Jewish man? Because if you ask him where, you know what I'm saying, who he is, he's going to say he's Jewish. But at the same time, we know that he's either like, we know them that he's from Poland, you see what I'm saying, or he's from Portugal, you see what I'm saying, or he's Italian, but he ain't gonna say German, really, but he ain't gonna say that. I'm Jewish. But then again, you ask, okay, where are your other 11 tribe brethren? You're stuck on stupid. All right. So from there, man, let's go to Jeremiah chapter 30. Jeremiah chapter 30. So that's what we're doing tonight, going through this just troubleshoot, making it clear for our brothers and sisters out there, because we know, you know what I'm saying, the Lord, like he said throughout the scriptures, man, this truth will be made known and made manifest and be made plain upon table. So there will be no confusion in the latter days. It's going to be plain and clear on who his people are, right? Jeremiah 30 and verse 10.
Jeremiah chapter 30 verse 10. Therefore fear thou not, O my servant Jacob, saith the Lord. Neither be dismayed, O Israel. For lo, I will save thee from afar, and thy seed from the land of their captivity.
Right, so he's saying real quick, I will save thee from afar, and thy seed from the land of their captivity. I will save thee, see that, from afar. That sounds like what? Future prophecy. Because we know that right now, as we're speaking, as we're living, nobody's saved. Nobody. Because then the question is, saved from what? Right?
Right.
Go ahead.
Verse. No, I gotta finish that. Therefore, fear thou not, O my servant Jacob, saith the Lord. Neither be dismayed, O Israel. For lo, I will save thee from afar, and thy seed from the land of their captivity.
From the land of their captivity. You know what I'm saying? Only one nation of people went through captivity, slavery. We're going to read about it. Go ahead.
And Jacob shall return and shall be in rest.
And shall be what?
In rest.
In rest, meaning no more slavery. Go ahead.
And be quiet. and none shall make him afraid.
Now see, here you go. We putting pieces together. See that? I will save thee from afar. We understand no one saved. So, but then you got people over in the homeland saying that they're the Jews, saying that they're Jewish though. See that? So that means all the saving should be done. But this is future prophecy. It didn't happen yet.
Yep.
So it's not, you just got to line up. And thy seed from the land of their captivity. Transatlantic sub-Saharan slave trade. We're going to read about it. Captivity. Meaning what? Yeah, the signs of captivity is what happens when you go into captivity. You're sold unto other people.
Right.
See that? So you're wearing what? You got their last names. You're speaking their language. You're doing what they do. See, we gotta this we call troubleshoot. We gotta it gotta make sense. The Lord is not the author of the confusion, right? And Jacob shall return. Okay, they're so-called Jewish, like you said, 1948. Right? They so-called return in 48. But like I said, okay, if there's Jewish, okay, where's Levi?
Right.
Where's Benjamin? Where's Manasseh? Where's Naphtali? You know, where's Asher? Where's Zebulon? You ask a Jewish man that, he gonna look at you like you're crazy. But you ask one of the brothers and sisters that say that we're the Israelites, and we open up these scriptures, read them out. You ask us, we gonna give you thus saith the Lord. Right? And none and shall be, so it said Jacob shall return and shall be in rest and be quiet. There's wars going on right now, man.
Right.
The state of Israel is in war with other countries. China, you got Russia, you got here the USA, you got, what's the other one? North, South Korea, I think one of them, right? All these countries are stirred up. So there's no rest. And it says, and shall be in rest. There's no rest right now. And be quiet. Definitely ain't quiet. They having all, they got homosexual gay parades over there. Right? And none shall make him afraid. You're talking about the real Jews, though. None shall make him afraid. Now, we got to look at the flip side. You got brothers and so-called Negroes and Hispanics. Some of what? Hands up, no shoot. No justice, no peace. Give me Zechariah 11:5 real quick. Right? It says, and none shall make him afraid. Shoot, man. Every so-called black man, Hispanic man, what happens? What are our feelings when we drive and them red and blue lights come on behind us?
That fear.
That fear sets in, man. Go ahead, Zechariah 11:5.
Zechariah 11:5. Whose possessors slay them.
See that? Who?
Possessors slay them.
See that? Possessors. You said from the land of their captivity. Captivity meaning what? You're in possession of someone. So right here it's saying what?
Whose possessors slay them and hold themselves not guilty.
Man, you can just dig up all kind of news articles, man, for over the past 100 years. It was been going on. What held not guilty? Possessors slaying a certain group of people and then being held not guilty in their court system, or getting small time, not killed somebody and get 9 years,
right,
and then be in protective custody. We don't, like you were saying one time, we don't even know that like the Amber Geiger, the situation happened in Texas with that Edomite female cop shot that brother in his apartment. How can do we really know that she locked up somewhere?
Right.
You really don't know.
Right.
When it's real grimy like that in America, man.
Yes, it is.
So go ahead and finish that.
Zechariah 11:5.
Yes, sir.
Whose possessors slay them and hold themselves not guilty.
Right.
And they that sell them say, blessed be the Lord, for I am rich.
Right.
And their own shepherds pity them not.
And that's what they do. Seldom say, blessed be the Lord, for I am rich. Even something real quick in this rap society or community, right? People talk about all these rappers that are dying. The brothers are trying to put the pieces together because they're like, damn, man, all these record labels, they got insurance policies on these rappers. Y'all starting to think now, huh? You see that? Yeah. Rapper get knocked off. Here, that label ain't no telling how much money they get off his death, and they make more money off his music when he gone. Right? So blessed be the Lord, for I am rich. Then you look at the dollar, the US dollar, the currency. What they say on there? In God we trust. You got an Egyptian pyramid and an eagle. These are symbolism, but it reflects the scriptures. Right? All praise to the Most High. Let's get another precept on that. Let's go to Ezekiel 37. 26. Like I was reading, and we're reading Jeremiah, a precept from this one in Jeremiah 10. I'm gonna read again. Therefore fear thou not, O my servant Jacob, saith the Lord, neither be dismayed, O Israel. Jacob and Israel, Jacob's name was changed to Israel, prince of thou power with God, right? Genesis 32. For lo, I will save thee from afar. Future prophecy. The Israelites will be saved.
Right.
Will be saved. Not saved already, moved to their homeland on their own in 1948. But can't tell you who the other 11 tribes are.
Right.
Right? And thy seed from the land and thy seed from the land of their captivity. The Israelites are still in the land where they were sold in. Yeah, some of us okay. Somebody might have moved from Florida to California. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, we moved here and there, but you got again, are those Negroes and Hispanics actually free and in their rest living in the homeland? The answer is no. All right. And Jacob shall return and shall be in rest and be quiet, and none shall make him afraid. Well, this don't line up with the Negroes and Hispanics, and this lines up with the Negroes and Hispanics. You know what I'm saying? And what I'm saying, it don't line up with the so-called Jewish man, right? Go ahead, get that, please. 37.
Ezekiel chapter 37, verse 26.
Yes,
moreover, I will make a covenant of peace with them. It shall be an everlasting covenant with them, and I will place them and multiply them, and I will set my sanctuary in the midst of them forevermore.
That's heavy right there, brothers and sisters. Moreover, I will make a covenant of peace with them. Who's that them he's talking about? Let's jump back to verse 22 real quick.
Verse 22, and I will make them one nation and the land upon the mountains of Israel, and one king shall be king over them.
You're right,
to them. I'm sorry about that.
Right.
All. And they shall be no more two nations, neither shall they be divided into two kingdoms anymore at all.
Right, that's talking about the northern and southern kingdom. Understanding the history of the scriptures around Solomon's time, there was a kingdom split from transgressions and breaking the covenant of God. Right? So there was a kingdom split, northern and southern kingdom. Right, the Israelites. So he's saying, and I will make them one nation in the land upon the mountains of Israel, and one king shall be king to them all. That's future prophecy. Is that happening right now?
Nope.
That's not happening with the Jewish man in Israel right now. Right? And they shall be no more two nations, neither shall they be divided into two kingdoms anymore at all. That hasn't happened yet. The reconcile hasn't happened yet.
Right.
Now through the Spirit, the children of Israel are waking up and coming together, but this isn't concluded yet. Now read verse 26 again.
Verse 26. Moreover, I will make a covenant of peace with them. It shall be an everlasting covenant with them.
Right, and that hasn't happened yet. Go ahead.
And I will place them and multiply them, and I will set my sanctuary in the midst of them forevermore.
That's what I'm saying. This is future prophecy, and it hasn't happened yet, man. Moreover, I will make a covenant of peace with them. Ain't no peace right now. There's no peace in the earth right now. It's going down, man. I had a friend, you know what I'm saying, not a relative, a close friend of mine called me last night. Said one of his little cousins got shot in the head right in front of his auntie last night.
That's serious stuff, man.
Call me, because I don't get calls after midnight. You know what I'm saying, bro? I looking for me, bro. Call. Hello, yeah, man. Just calling at you real quick. I mean to wake you up. Such and such, such up. Whoa, that's that death angel, man. It's out here. But the bottom line is saying right here, and it shall be an everlasting covenant with them. The covenant of peace with them. It shall be an everlasting covenant with them. Meaning it would be like we said. When the Lord said, when His children of Israel are gathered back into the homeland, bottom line is there will be peace in the earth, man. There's everybody on this earth that can agree. It should, if you got some, we know it's wisdom according to the Lord. If you got some kind of common sense, you cannot sit here and say that there's peace in the land.
Right.
Everybody is on edge, shook. Right? You got like you said, you got these variants out here. Not only the C-19, now you got this new O, whatever the hell it is, and people robbing and stealing. You know what I'm saying? And what I'm saying too, because I'm out on the road, going to different jobs and stuff. I'm seeing less and less police cars. I don't know about y'all out there. I'm seeing less and less police cars. I might see one damn police car a day, man. You know, it's just, you know, we're in some different times. The bottom line is there's no peace in the land right now, man. Car accidents, people dying left and right, man. It's chaos right now, right? So, from there, let's go to Zephaniah Chapter 3. Zephaniah. Zephaniah chapter 3, verse 19. Yeah, Z-E-P.
Zephaniah chapter 3 and verse 19. Behold, at that time I will undo all that afflict thee.
He said, I will undo all that afflict thee. Are you Negroes and Hispanics still getting afflicted? Okay, go ahead.
And I will save her that halteth, and gather her that was driven out.
And we still haven't been saved and gathered from being driven out of the homeland, like the Israelites. So God saying the Israelites, you say you're going to gather them. This hasn't happened yet. Go ahead.
And I will get verse 7. No, I'm sorry about that. 3 verse, I'm talking about 19, my bad. 3 verse 19, behold, at that time I will undo all that afflict thee, and I will save her that halteth, and gather her that was driven out, and I will get them praise and fame in every land, where they have been put to shame.
See that, where they have been put to shame. See, you see these clues? Put to shame. Has a Jewish man been put to shame? And again, he got to tell you his other 11 compadres.
Yep.
It has to fit. It has to fit and make sense. Verse 20.
Verse 20. At that time will I bring you again, even in the time that I gather you, for I will make you a name and a praise among all people of the earth. When I turn back your captivity before your eyes, saith the Lord.
See that? For I will make you a name and a praise among all the people of the earth. Is that happening right now? I mean, for the so-called Negroes and Hispanics? No, not at all. Right? When I turn back your captivity, see again, turn back your captivity, meaning end your captivity. End, put an end to it. That's not hasn't happened. I'll turn back your captivity before your eyes, saith the Lord. This is future prophecy. You see that? Future prophecy. That's why he's saying this who the world ignorantly called Jesus Christ, which his name is Yahushua. No, his people have been put to shame. He's been sent to save and redeem them and bring them back. And that part of that prophecy has happened because Christ came and redeemed his people through the Spirit. But as far as gather into the homeland and in their righteous state, right? And peace being in the earth and the land, that we're not to that point right now.
No, it's not.
We are not there right now, man. Right? So let's get, you know what I'm saying, now let's not even get into more troubleshooting. Now we're getting down to the more the nitty and gritty, what people call the meat and potatoes, right? Of who these Israelites are, man. Deuteronomy chapter 11. Right? Because the Lord said he was going to do certain things with these people. Deuteronomy 11, verse 26. This is what the Lord said.
Deuteronomy chapter 11 and verse 26. Behold, I set before you this day a blessing and a curse.
That's what the Lord said. He said before this day a blessing and a curse. Almost like a guardian or a parent would tell their child, hey, if you obey me, you do good. You know what I'm saying? We'll do this, that, X, Y, Z. If you don't obey, you're not obedient, you don't do what I ask, then you're going to be punished. So the Lord saying, I set before you this day a blessing and a curse. Go ahead, 27.
A blessing if you obey the commandments of the Lord your God, which I command you this day.
So you're going to be blessed if you obey. And go ahead, verse 8, 28.
And a curse if you will not obey the commandments of the Lord your God, but turn aside out of the way.
Turn aside out of the way. Go ahead.
Which I command you to this day, to go after other gods, which ye have not known.
To go after other gods, which ye have not known. Right? You see that? And that's what majority of our people today. We are so caught in that damn holiday spirit, man. Serving other gods. Got trees in our houses. To my New Year coming up in the middle of the winter. That's serving other gods. That's not thus saith the Lord, man. So these curses, he said a curse if you disobey. Let's go, Deuteronomy 28:15. So this is what he said he's going to do to his people. The Lord said, if you obey, you'll be blessed. If you disobey, you'll be cursed.
Deuteronomy chapter 28, verse 15.
Right.
But it shall come to pass, if thou wilt not hearken unto the voice of the Lord thy God, to observe to do all his commandments, and all his statutes which I command thee this day, that all these curses shall come upon thee and overtake thee.
So he said, if you disobedient, all these curses shall come upon thee and overtake thee. Let's jump back. Let's read 28 verse 1.
28 verse 1. And it shall come to pass, if thou shall hearken diligently unto the voice of the Lord thy God, to observe and do all his commandments, which I have commanded thee this day, that the Lord thy God will set thee on high above all nations of the earth.
Now he said, if you to be blessed, if you obey, you'll be above all nations of the earth. That's what he told the children of Israel, right? Blessing you to be above. If you disobey, you'll be cursed, man. Right? So when you jump down and read, jump down verse. Go ahead, verse 12.
Deuteronomy 28, verse 12. The Lord shall open unto thee his good treasure, the heaven to give the rain unto thy land in its season, and to bless all of the work of thine hand. And thou shalt lend unto many nations, and thou shalt not borrow.
Right, so he said this was going to happen as a blessing for the children of Israel. You'll be in that highest, in a highest state, like we read in Jeremiah, 50. You see what I'm saying? You'll be, because he said you going from mountain to hill, right? So that means the children of Israel should be right there. If the Israelites or the real children of Israel, if they were obeyed, they were going to be blessed and be able to lend to many nations and not have to borrow. See that?
Yep.
So now we got a conflict here, man. Again, these so-called Jewish, they can't tell you again where the other 11 compadres are at. Right? So we read that curse in Deuteronomy 15 of the disobedience. So now read verse 16.
Verse 16. Cursed shalt thou be in the city, and cursed shall thou be in the field.
Now this is what the Lord said was going to happen to his people. And cursed shall thou be in the city, and cursed shall thou be in the field. Why? From the disobedient.
Yep. Cursed
in the city, right? Throughout the four corners of the earth, man. Right? And who does this prophecy fit? Does it fit the Jewish man? Is the Jewish man cursed in the city? Does he have to worry about going to jail and getting life in prison? No. No. And cursed shall thou be in the field. Was the Jewish man in the cotton field or any other one? Yeah, cotton field. Yeah, this the strawberries, the sugar cane, right? All these things. You know what I'm saying? Cursed in the city and in the field, man. That has to make sense. It has to fit. These Jewish people haven't gone through that, but we can tell you who has. You know what I'm saying? He said, because remember the word captivity, right? Jump down to verse 32. Deuteronomy 28:32.
Deuteronomy chapter 28 and verse 32. Thy sons and thy daughters shall be given unto another people, and thine eyes shall look and fill with longing for them all the day long. And there shall be no might in thine hand.
There shall be no might in thine hand. Thy sons and thy daughters shall be given into another people. You ask yourself, was a Jewish man sold and given, or his people, his sons and daughters were given to another people? See. Did that happen to them in slavery? Did that happen to them?
That's good. Yeah, see?
Did it happen to them? Losing identity, right? And thine eyes shall look and fill with longing for them all the day long, and there shall be no might in thy hand. And you couldn't do anything about it, man. It stayed that way.
Right.
The Lord say He's going to save and redeem them, right? So a lot of us, we're still wearing the same last name as a possessor or the slave master, man. Right? Still to this day. Jump down to verse 37.
Verse 37. And thou shalt become an astonishment, a proverb, and a byword among all nations, whether the Lord shall lead thee.
It's another, prophecy, a curse that fits the true children of Israel. So we're gonna know, who are the children of Israel? Who are these Israelites? Is it the Jewish man? He thinks he has an argument,
right?
But he can't give you no scripture,
right?
All right. He said, and thou shalt become an astonishment, a proverb, and a byword. That's what's going to happen. The Jewish man is not astonishment. Right. He's filthy rich, man. Right. They own the banks. They own Hollywood. They own the music industry. Again, they own the music industry.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And then we wonder why all these rappers are getting knocked off and they making money off of them. They make more money off of our dead corpse, man, than when we're alive. So are they worried about so-called Negroes and Hispanics dying?
Nope.
Hell no, they get money off of it, man. All of our Social Security numbers go right back to one of their bank accounts. Mm-hmm. They're with the U.S. Treasury, and that's connected to the international banks, man. A proverb and a byword. Again, they don't have these proverbs and these bywords that are labeled on them like we do, right? Black. Hispanic. Mm-hmm. Hispanic means his Spaniard, his property, property of Spain, right? Latino or Latin is a Latina. You know what I'm saying? The sisters, one of the so-called Spanish sisters, I'm Latina. That's a language, and it's not of your forefathers. Right? Among all nations, whether the Lord shall lead thee. See, these are clues. So we know a certain group of Israelites were conquered by the English, so they speak English. Certain group of Israelites were conquered by the Spaniards, so they speak Spanish. Mm-hmm. See what I'm saying? Then you got they call Indians savage. They got them just bushed them off on Indian reservations.
Mm-hmm. That's right.
Talking about making like they got their own land. No, y'all, they okay. Now who owns the little corner stores and the gas stations and everything around the Indian reservations? You know what I'm saying? Who owns all that? Why are they even in that area like that? And like I said, man, it's sad because they say that, and statistics show that when it comes to alcoholism and what's that? Suicide, you know what I mean? They say that's real high and strong in the so-called Indian community, man. Mm. They on these reservations way up. I'm saying they got them like in areas like Wyoming and Iowa and shit. You know, they're all like in Texas and all in the southern states. Imagine living in Iowa, man. Mm-hmm. Yeah, you talking about discontinued from your heritage, man. They got to sit there and look at Mount Rushmore, man. Whose forefathers is that? George Washington, Abraham Lincoln?
For real.
These are Europeans. Those are the real Spanish. Notice that a Spaniard don't call himself Spanish. Mm-hmm. You don't say he's Hispanic. They know the difference. See, our people haven't figured it out yet. We go by these bywords right here. The Lord's talking about, man. Right? Jump down to verse 43.
Deuteronomy 28, verse 43. The stranger that is within thee shall get up above thee very high, and thou shalt come down very low.
Right, we just read that right again in Jeremiah chapter 50. We said they're going from mountain to hill. They forgot their resting place. Their own shepherds pity them not. See that? The stranger that is within thee shall get above thee very high. But they were considered strange. The other nations were considered strangers to the Israelites.
Right.
Right? So the stranger that was within thee shall get above thee very high, and thou shalt come down very low. Why? Again, we go back to Deuteronomy 28:15. The Lord said to the children of Israel, if they break his covenant, the law, statutes, and commandments, these curses are going to come upon them, and they're going to lose their power or their highness and their rulership in the earth. Mm-hmm. And going to be at the bottom of society. So what people at the bottom of society right now? And got to go and get loans. And like I say, he shall lend to a stranger that shall get above thee very high, and thou shalt come down very low. Read verse 44.
Verse 44. He shall lend to thee, and thou shalt not lend to him.
Here we see what we talking about. You know what I'm saying? If I right now, if tomorrow I want to go get a brand new car, I can't go to a new Negro's house, man. I said brand new car. I ain't say, you know what I'm saying, a used car lot, and that's fine, nothing wrong with that. But then at the same time, you always bring out, priest, who I got to go to for a tag?
Yep.
Who I got to go to insurance? For insurance. You know what I'm saying? If I want to get a set of tires. Yeah. Right? All this it's still at the end of the day, it comes down. Yes, we know we have some brothers and sisters that own like a little mechanic shop, a little used car shop, and then it still gets deeper than that. Who they paying the lights? Who they paying the light bill?
Right.
Where do they have to? Because we don't own. It's like how we don't own the water companies. Now, yeah, we might have a Negro. You might be, you know what I'm saying? He got a little tire shop, but where is he getting his? You know what I'm saying? Where is it? Who own that warehouse though? That manufactures like Yokohama and you name different Michelin. Pirelli. You know what I'm saying? Goodyear. That ain't us.
Yeah.
That ain't us. So yeah, you can set up your little tire shop and get them wholesale and rip your people off. Yeah. All right, we got to get some understanding, man. Go ahead, 45.
Verse 45. Moreover, all these curses shall come upon thee and overtake thee. Wait.
Yep.
Overtake thee till thou be destroyed.
Destroyed. Mentally and spiritually. Go ahead.
Because thou hearkenest not unto the voice of the Lord thy God to keep his commandments and his statutes which I command thee.
Which he commanded.
Which he command thee.
All praise, right? Till thou be destroyed, because thou hearkenest not to the voice of the Lord thy God. It goes back to Deuteronomy 28:15. Mentally and spiritually destroyed. Right? Goes into around the time of Abraham Lincoln, Emancipation Proclamation. It means it's transfer of ownership. You know what I'm saying? You went from let's say the Williams plantation to, and I'm using the word Williams because that's more common. That's a common name, like Rodriguez, when it comes to Negroes and Hispanics. So you go from the Williams Rodriguez slave plantation to state of Florida. That's it.
Ain't no in between.
Ain't no in between. Nothing else. Went from that plantation, but your name ain't changed though. Yep. You still got that William. You can't get rid of that. You can't go back to Israel. They ain't gonna give you that back. It just said, and overtake thee till thou be destroyed. They ain't gonna tell you Israel.
Right, bro.
No. This is your new name. This Merry Christmas, Happy Birthday. You know what I'm saying? And you gonna keep you right there. We ain't gonna tell you nothing. Now you're destroyed. Now we think they were free. The Israelites. Now they think that they're free. They think that God loves everybody. They believe everything that's been pushed on them. Now, what are you gonna do? So like like I said, when people say, giving examples, when you have a dog, on a leash or in your backyard or somewhere, even like my brother, even like your dog he might jump the fence or get out. But is he gonna go? Is he really gonna go anywhere? Nope. He's still gonna stay right there.
He's gonna stay in the vicinity, man.
He's still gonna stay in the vicinity. He's not going nowhere. Yeah, it's heavy, man. Right? 46.
And they shall be upon thee for a sign and for a wonder, and upon thy seed forever.
So you're just going to follow your children. See that? And they shall be, what's the day? The curses. And they shall be upon thee for a sign and a wonder. Like you said, we got this sign of Tampa, Israel. What is Israel? You see a sign at McDonald's, a Wendy's over there. Right? A sign and a wonder. I mean, and upon thy seed forever. I mean, it's a generational thing. Always trying to figure out what's going on, why this only happened to me. You always got a bunch of questions in your mind. Trying to figure out why, what the hell's going on, what do we do, how come we can't get any change? You know what I'm saying? And they say definition of insanity, doing the same thing over and over. So what we do every 4 years, we're lined up. We haven't even figured out that the Chinaman, them Chinese people ain't banging down the damn voting polls.
Yeah, for real.
The Arabs ain't banging down the voting polls. No one else is banging down the. So we still haven't put these pieces together though. This is a definition of doing the same thing over and over like a hamster on a hamster wheel. He think he going somewhere. That hamster ain't going. He been on that wheel, man, forever and a day. That's us, man, in the spirit, man. Just round and round and round and round and round, man. Still trying to figure it out. You can't figure it out doing the same thing. Right? 47?
Verse 47. Because thou servest not the Lord thy God with joyfulness and with gladness of heart for the abundance of all things.
Because we didn't do that, like the Lord said. Go ahead.
Therefore shalt thou serve thine enemies, which the Lord shall send against thee, in hunger, and in thirst, and in nakedness, and in want of all things.
So the Lord said you're going to serve your enemies for everything. Why? Because you said in verse 47, because you don't want to serve him. We don't want to obey him. We weren't good being kings and queens and ruling the earth and righteousness. That wasn't good enough. Right. He made the world for our sakes. We ain't want that. And I don't understand. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes we will be talking like, not like movies like Back to the Future. We love to hop in the time machine, go back, and talk to them Israelites in the wilderness. Hey man, check this out, man. Y'all brothers and sisters need to tighten up, man, because y'all don't know what you're doing and for your seed following after you, man. Right. Thousands of years of headaches and heartache and oppression and but you know, we joke and say that, but there are people, I'm sure, and it is what it is. You had no idea what you were getting your seed and your offspring into, man, by not hearkening to the voice of the Lord, by being obedient to God. Therefore, you're gonna serve your enemies for in which the Lord sinned against thee. See, for disobedience, the Lord send them against you. In hunger and in thirst and nakedness and in want of all things. So everything that we want, desire, everything you want, need. Hell, just want everything that you need. You need food and clothes and water. You need that. You got to go to them for your necessities. I got people went buck crazy about toilet paper. That's the Negroes in the Spanish. The Jewish man doing that? He said he's the real Jew. I ain't Jewish. But you don't fit none of these prophecies that the Lord said was going to happen, man. And you don't know where the rest of your 11 compadres are at. That's why I love to ask the Jewish man, where are the rest of the 11, man?
You're going to be confounded.
He confounded me. He can't answer that question, right? In nakedness and in want of all things, 48, go ahead.
Therefore thou shalt serve thine enemies, which the Lord shall send against thee, in hunger and in thirst, and in nakedness, and in want of all things, and he shall put a yoke of iron upon thy neck until he have destroyed thee.
Right, it says, and he shall put a yoke of iron upon thy neck until he had destroyed thee. Again, that goes back to like we were saying, from up in verse 45, till thou be destroyed. He shall put a yoke of iron upon thy neck until he had destroyed thee. We tell our brothers all the time, pull out your smartphones. Everybody's smart, got smartphones. Pull out your smartphone, Google yoke of iron, and go into images. Yeah, it's crazy. They throw it right into our face. But how many people, brothers, actually Google it and are repenting? Like he was saying, like the Edomites, these other nations, they are paying attention, because if all this truth and knowledge is being out, they call it an information knowledge age, right? And our brothers and sisters were actually acting and repenting on it, you wouldn't be able to Google nothing.
Right.
See what I'm saying? That's one thing about the enemy. You can do all that freedom of speech. They understand freedom of speech. You can do this all you want, but until people actually start making action or putting, you know what I'm saying, putting like people say, their foot to the pedal, or actually start making progress. Oh yeah, then we'll see what's really going on. Yeah, it's happening like that in the spirit. It's happening right now in the spirit. That's why Revelation 12 and 12. You know he has a short time.
Yeah.
Right? Go ahead and read verse 49.
Verse 49, the Lord shall bring a nation against thee. Damn, did I put it yoke of iron? Oh, okay. The Lord shall bring a nation against thee from far, from the end of the earth, as swift as the eagle flieth.
As swift as who?
The eagle flieth.
The eagle on the back of your dollar. In God we trust. Yeah. Whose symbol is the eagle? On the side of that U.S. mail truck. On the back of your quarter. That's a European symbol. See, God ain't gonna say right there the European man or the white man. Right. As swift as the eagle flies. That symbol that he's giving you, that's called code or a clue. Right. Swift as the eagle flies. Go ahead.
A nation whose tongue thou shalt not understand.
Because around that time, the Israelites were speaking Hebrew. Paleo-Hebrew, not Yiddish. Right? And he said a nation whose tongue, a nationality, nation meaning nationality, whose tongue meaning language. Now that Christianity is speaking in tongues, man. That's garbage, that's lies. Tongue is a language, right? And whose tongue thou shalt not understand. Those people came speaking Latin. Christopher Columbus, that's why he had a translator with him. Yeah, Christopher Columbus had a Hebrew translator. He was speaking Latin. See that? Verse 50, go ahead, 50.
A nation of fierce countenance, which shall not regard the person of the old, nor show favor to the young.
Right, there it is. That didn't happen to the Jewish man. Jewish man can't give you that. Jump down to verse 64.
Verse 64. And the Lord will scatter thee among all people.
Just do what?
Scatter thee among all people.
See, that scatter goes into diaspora or dispersed among all people throughout the earth. Not in their homeland, everywhere else but there. Go ahead.
Even unto the other, and there thou shalt serve other gods,
right,
which neither thou nor thy fathers have known, even wood and stone.
See, that's what worshiping the other gods, even wood and stone. That Christianity, these are heavy religions. You got Christianity and you got Islam. That Nation of Islam and that Christianity are some heavy lies and doctrines in the earth. Christianity is rooted by the so-called white man, the Edomites. You know what I'm saying? That Nation of Islam is rooted by Arabs, Ishmaelites, with that Muhammad. Muhammad was a camel driver, illiterate,
right,
not a prophet, a heathen man that just mocked the Israelites and made up a heritage. You can read that in Babylon and Timbuktu, man. Right? And let's get that. And then scatter means disperse. This, we're going to be coming back one more time. Let's get Tobit 3 and 4. We get ready to close up, man. So with this troubleshooting, brothers and sisters, we should get understand clearly of who these Israelites are, man. Who are the real Jews? You got blacks, Hispanics, Native American Seminoles out on the street corners.
Yep.
Congregations out throughout the four corners of the earth. You got brothers saying, "Oh, I'm Issachar." You got brothers saying, "I'm Judah."
Yep.
You got brothers saying, "Oh, I'm Levi." We've met a whole bunch of brothers from every tribe. But the Jewish man, he's only claiming one tribe. Where are the rest of the 11 at? That's what you brothers out there. When you come across a Jewish person, hey, you're Jewish? Hey, okay, where are the rest of the 11? Where's Levi? Where's Manasseh? Where's Naphtali? Where's Asher? Ask them. Right? Tobit 3 and 4.
Tobit chapter 3 verse 4. For they obeyed not thy commandments, wherefore thou hast delivered us for a spoil, and unto captivity, and unto death,
right,
and for a proverb of reproach to all the nations among whom we are dispersed.
But the Israelites, man, for they obeyed not the commandments. We just read that, right? Wherefore thou hast delivered us for a spoil, and unto captivity, and unto death, for a proverb of reproach to all the nations among whom we are dispersed. We read that Isaiah 1 and 3. Ox no owner, ask the master crib. Israel don't know and don't consider who they are, where they descend from. They say if you don't know your past and you don't know who you are and where you descend from, you definitely don't know where you're going.
Yeah.
Most of the majority of our brothers and sisters have no idea of their history. Their history. You know American history though.
Right. Right.
With no knowledge of self, but we got some selfies, don't we? Selfies all up in our, you know what I'm saying? You say we're always checking our Twitter accounts, checking our social media accounts, taking photos. But the knowledge of self and knowledge and wisdom and understanding is not there, man.
Right.
And these are prophecies that fit the Israelites, the lost.
Right, man.
That's when the Lord said, I came to save but them that are lost. Matthew 18:11 is not in most Bibles. The NIV, the ESV, and all those Bibles other than the KJV. Matthew 18:11 is missing.
Right.
Son of Man came to save that which was lost. Lost means, you know, means that once was lost, now found. Meaning what? You got to know who you are, where you came from. All of our people will tell you one of three things. Africa, you so-called Negroes and blacks, Haitians, Jamaicans, you think you come from Africa. You so-called Hispanics, Latinos, Native Americans, Seminoles, you think you come from Spain, or you'll give an island. Haiti, Jamaica, Cuba, you know, what's the one that, I just said it, where Haiti and Dominican Republic is called Española.
Yeah,
That's what I'm saying. You'll give an island. You're either going to say Spain, Africa, or an island. That proves you right there. Those are the Israelites that they don't know where they are, where they descend from, and then you try to share it with them, they get upset and get in their feelings.
Yep.
And try to change the topic or give you, we call it regurgitated dogma, or we call hearsay. Hearsay is not thus saith the Lord, what you heard what someone else said, now you're repeating it.
Mm-hmm.
Hearsay. Well, it really don't matter. That's what an Israelite would say. A Jewish man won't say that.
Yeah.
Jewish man ain't gonna say it don't matter.
Right.
But an Israelite gonna say it don't matter. You know, God love everybody.
See.
Those are the people that are destroyed and are broken. Their minds are broken, man. That's what we say our people are sick and are lost, man. You know what I mean? The Lord poured His Spirit out in the latter days for a few men to raise up and teach His word as it is written, man. Many are called, few are chosen. The Lord knows all His people are not going to repent and come back, man. That's why it's only going to be a chosen few, man. So we're going to close up, man. We write one last verse in Deuteronomy 28, of course 68, and then we're going to read Hosea 1 and 10. That's it. Yeah. King Yahushua says, facts, they fulfilled prophecy, but damn, our fathers really did us dirty. Yeah, that's our ancestors, man. I'm pretty sure they had no clue of the level of, you know, atrocity and affliction and oppression. But I'm sure they understood, because when you read Exodus 24, remember, said everything that the Lord has said, they said we will do. Yep. So they understood, but they didn't know how. Again, I'm saying this is my, you know what I mean, how bad the affliction and oppression is gonna last thousands of years. See, they gonna give a little slap on the wrist. They might have thought the Most High was just gonna give them a little slap.
Yep. He'll get us, but it ain't gonna be that bad. We get through.
You see?
Yeah.
You see, that's the mindset. That's the mind of a Negro, of an Israelite, man.
Yeah, boy, for real.
Because we know all of us don't know where God's supposed to be. We know we're special, and we know we can bounce back like that. Mm-hmm. But when the Lord put that curse on your ass, though, we ain't bouncing back like that. He ain't bouncing back like that. That's where the insanity come in. You're gonna keep running to the damn voting poll. Yeah. Got you in a strong delusion. Yeah, you're so powerful. You're in a strong delusion. Yep.
Swearing you good.
Swearing you good, man. I got some money in my pocket. I done voted. Next thing you know, you lost your job. They want you to take a jab.
That's the most high for you, boy.
And you got no car. Shit is serious, man.
Yeah, it's weird. You don't play, boy. He did it all of us.
Every last one of us, man. That's why we can kind of laugh about it.
Yeah.
We're coming, we have to accept it first. Something first, you have to get the understanding, and it's like easier to say, eat the whole roll. You can't just pick a few scriptures here and there and think you free and you just gonna live in prosperity. The Most High gonna show you. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? He's gonna show you.
Yeah.
He's gonna show you. Go ahead, Deuteronomy 28:68.
Deuteronomy chapter 28, verse 68. Mm-hmm. And the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt again with ships.
Okay.
By the way whereof I spake unto thee. Mm-hmm. Thou shalt see it no more again.
Thou shalt what?
Thou shalt see it no more again.
The Jewish man over there in Israel saying he home in 1948.
Right, man.
Lord said, and the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt again. Egypt means bondage. Deuteronomy 5 and 6, slavery. Again, was cargo slave ships. Yeah. A whole nation of people on slave ships. All 12 tribes, not just Jewish. Worry about the other 11. Right? By the way whereof I speak, thou shalt see it no more again. But y'all, you Jewish man, Israeli, talking about you Zionists, went into the land in 1948, talking about you're the people. Go ahead.
And there ye shall be sold unto your enemies, for bondmen and bondwomen, and no man shall buy you.
This didn't happen to the Jewish man. He wasn't sold unto his enemies and given the different last names. You know what I'm saying? Names changed, stripped from his heritage and his identity. And no man shall buy him. That no man shall buy him, no man shall save him or redeem him. But he took his butt back into Israel in 1948, though, and claimed himself as a Jewish man. It's not that he's not the real Israelite. Israel, tell something. Israeli is a convert and a resident of the state of Israel. Right. Israelite is a descendant.
Right,
a descendant of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob.
Right.
And that's ancestry as an Israelite. Israeli, you just moved. Like I moved to California. I live in California, so I'm a Californian. Like I'm a Floridian, resident of Florida.
Right. Right. I like that 32, what you brought up. That was real good one if people really understood that Deuteronomy 28:32 when it says, thy sons and daughters shall be given unto another people, not the same people. See, them stupid Jewish people were given. Their children weren't given unto another people. They all went to their friends. You know what I'm saying? That turned against them.
Yes,
you know what I'm saying? They're the same people. Germans, Polish. You know what I'm saying? Whether Russian, French, Italian, all those are the same people. Edomites.
Right.
They weren't given unto another people, man.
Not given to other people.
That's what, hey, the Lord put little key words in there, man. It should make sense, man.
Right, man. So who are the Israelites? Hosea 1 and 10.
Right.
Who are they today, man? They got to be able to fit what the scripture's saying. The Lord, because we know prophecy becomes history. So he's giving us a prophecy of what's going to happen to the Israelites throughout time and all the way through to the latter days before they're redeemed. Hosea 1 and 10.
Hosea 1 and 10, yet the number of the children of Israel shall be as the sand of the sea.
Sand of the sea. Then when they come around talking about their census bureau. See, trying to count you Israelites. Go ahead.
Which cannot be measured nor numbered.
The Lord said they can't be measured or numbered. Go ahead.
And it shall come to pass that in the place where it was said unto them, ye are not my people.
In the place where it was said unto them, ye are not my people. Scattered out the four corners, we're called everything else other than the Israelites, the 12 tribes, and the sons of Jacob, God's chosen people. We're called everything else but that. Click on the news today. Black man, Hispanic woman. So in the place where it said unto them, ye are not my people, go ahead.
There shall be said unto them, ye are the sons of the living God.
And that's what it's going to be proclaimed to them. You know what I'm saying? Not generations of heathens talking about they're the Jewish man again and can't come up, don't know where the hell their other 11 brothers are. That's the funniest part of it, man. You're claiming one, don't understand. Israel is 12 tribes. You're claiming one and don't know where the rest of 11 are at. But the true men of the Lord, this Israelites that the Lord had poured his spirit on, you got all 12 tribes. You got brothers with all 12 tribes saying that they're the people. They fit this. They fit these prophecies. Go ahead, verse 11. That's it.
Then shall the children of Judah and the children of Israel be gathered together and appoint themselves one head.
We just read that in Ezekiel 37. This is future prophecy. Go ahead.
And they shall come up out of the land, for great shall be the day of Jezreel.
Right, great. You know what I'm saying? Peace. But the Lord said there won't be no peace until. So, hey. There should be no misunderstandings. If there is, you watch the class over and read it over again. Read over these scriptures. That's why he said, in Acts, they search the scriptures daily to see if those things were so. Study to show thyself approved. You've been lied to so long, sometimes we got to read scriptures 5 or 6 times to beat that lie out your head. All right? All right, so all praise to the Most High. Say shalom, grace and peace. This closing out this night 19, man. We got a holy Shabbat coming in, 3 more days. And half of the winter season is over, right? This is the 2nd month of the winter season, 11th month, and we're already into the 19th night. Shalom, grace and peace, brothers and sisters.